Good morning, everyone. Few technical difficulties this morning. Sorry about all that. Absolutely messing about. But anyway, welcome to Stretford Paddock. I am Alex, and this is this morning's paper talk. We are talking Mousa Dembele. We're talking a bit of Angel Gomes. Sorry again for all the technical difficulties that have gone on just then. Don't really know what happened there. But anyway, we should be here now. Anyway, thanks for joining us this morning. Let's get straight into it. Mousa Dembele. He's a link in a newspaper I can't even pronounce, but been picked up by a lot of the major newspapers, that Mousa Dembele it's been agreed to sign for Manchester United, and that's in a €70 million deal. Crazy amount of money, I think, for that kind of striker. But that's they said we fought off Chelsea. Chelsea were also interested in the striker, and that's definitely Chelsea are definitely interested in the striker. That's easy to see. They've struggled this season with just Tammy Abraham. I think Batshuayi's kind of gone, so they're definitely looking at a striker. But Manchester United, it looks like Mousa Dembele is on the way, which again for me is a strange one. I'm not too sure about it, but like I said, it's been picked up by a lot of things, and it seems like there's a lot of traction with this one. So it's looking more and more likely that Mousa Dembele will become a Manchester United player, which obviously follows this week with Igalo. Obviously not looking like he's going to sign. United not looking at doing a permanent deal for him, and maybe being a bit priced out for him. But the Mousa Dembele one, I just don't really get it. I think the Haaland one was quite an easy thing. The kind of fit with everything. With Martial there, it kind of makes sense for Haaland. Haaland for me looked like a very much an upgrade and something very, very different to Anthony Martial. And then with Igalo, it was very clear that he was going to be a number two. He was going to come in when we were struggling, when we had injuries, to give the guys a break. But Mousa Dembele just seems like a very strange one. You've got someone there that is going to cost us £60 million, around the €70 million. Why? So is he going to sit on the bench? Is he going to go behind Martial? Is he going to fit into this system? Are we going to have Martial there? Are we going to have Dembele, is Rashford, Sancho, all these players that we've kind of got there? Are they going to fit into the same system? I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know whether he's a massive upgrade on Anthony Martial. I don't think when Martial's in full flow, I don't think he's anywhere near the striker that he is. He's definitely a goal scorer. The stats this season, I think he scored 22 goals in France this season, so definitely a goal scorer, and not doubting that. But it just seems a strange one to spend this kind of money on. Is it a very clear upgrade on Anthony Martial? And are the two of them going to fit together? You kind of look at people kind of will say that there's teams like City that have got two strikers, but there's a very clear age gap in between those two. Aguero is, for as much as he's been flying, is coming towards the end of his career, and Jesus is definitely in the middle of his career. To have two strikers that are very similar age, I think, are both 23 years old. It just doesn't make sense. There's a few comments in there, so make sure you get your questions in. I'll answer them as we go along. There's people saying, Igalo, why not just get him in? And I agree with that. I think there's something to do with wages. I think there's definitely something there. I definitely think there's for him coming in and getting the cut price wages this year, I don't think he's going to do that next year. I think that's the issue with it all. I think that maybe he's going to want his wages a little bit close to what he was on in China. And then also Shanghai want him back for their season starting on July 1st, which is a bit of a problem with Manchester United. I don't think they wanted to make the decision straight away. I think they wanted to maybe even extend it a little bit longer, the loan deal, which would have maybe allowed him to go back to China, start the season there, and then come back in the new season. But with all this going on, it's looking likely that we need to decide what Igalo's doing before June 23rd, which is what the Premier League are kind of saying. Ollie has no faith in Greenwood. I disagree with that. I think that the Greenwood's 17 years old, or maybe just 18 years old. He's a talent, but I don't think he's got quite the build yet to be a number 9 for Manchester United and to hold that position down. I think you'll see him on the right hand side definitely, but I just don't see it. People saying, is it a done deal? Definitely not happening. But there's there's all this kind of momentum going that way, and it looks likely that this could happen. Martial 25, I think, yeah, but I just don't think that, the age gap's not enough there. It's not like Dembele will be the replacement Martial once he moves on and things like that. It just seems strange. It just seems strange to me having those two strikers similar age. I just don't think I just don't see it. I don't see why you'd have the two. I don't think the two fit. But obviously, all he wants a striker. All he wants, what he'd Haaland in January, is now definitely looking at this. So, does this mean the end of Martial? I think if this all happens, that, the question of Martial will come up. Is Martial gonna fight for a place? Is he gonna do all that? I'm not too sure. And do you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to even put on a topic, because I spent all the time doing them this morning. May as well have them on. So again, quick summary of all that whilst that's up there. There's rumours in place that Manchester United agreed a £61.8 million deal for Mousa Dembele from Lyon, which is around the €70 million, which I see is crazy. I don't see it. There's a few comments in there. Why spend 60 million on Dembele and not the money on Sancho? I think that this is the thing that's confusing me. I think Sancho's more important to us than someone on that right hand side is more important than anything right now. We've not got that balance on the right hand side. A striker, for as much as we need backup to Anthony Martial, we've got Igalo, but how that goes, I think this is maybe a down the line kind of thing. So you definitely need someone else up there. But I just don't see him as playing second fiddle. Why would you come at 23 years old to Manchester United, costs nearly £61.8 million, and be second fiddle? Comment there from Luke saying, you have to remember we once had Tevez, Berbatov, Ronaldo and Rooney, 3 or 4 being strikers. I agree, but 3 of them could play in the same team. You always had Ronaldo, Rooney, Tevez, Ronaldo, Rooney, Berbatov. You could always have that in. You had at the start of the season, Ronaldo was injured for a lot of the start of that season, didn't play. Also, you've got to remember the Berbatov signing was done because Fergie knew Ronaldo was going. Ronaldo was always going to go at the end of that season, so Berbatov was always going to come in and be a different part of it all. I think he never saw Tevez as a long-term thing, so I think Berbatov was coming in as a long-term replacement for that. So that, again, you look at that group there. Is Dembele coming in for a long-term replacement of Martial? Is he going? We have at least 2 options up top, Martial and Greenwood. Is that enough? I don't know. I'm not too sure. I think that Greenwood as a number 9, I don't quite think he's got the physicality yet to do it in the Premier League. But we'll see how that goes in the coming season. But let's see. York, Cole, Ollie, Teddy is the other one. Yep. You've got to remember we played 2 at the time as well. We played 2 up top. You also had Teddy Sheringham coming towards the end of his career. And Ollie, who was happy to always play second fiddle. So you had York and Cole. They were your front 2. They were the ones that were starting. And then there was a kind of rotation there. You've got Martial and Dembele. There's only one spot for them. And I don't see either of them being the one that wants to play second fiddle. So, I don't know. People keep putting in there Rooney, Van Persie, Welbeck and Andes. Rooney and Van Persie were the 2. Welbeck and Andes were definitely second. We've always had this 4, but we've always had clear, defined roles of this. This is why the Dembele one, to me, doesn't make any sense. I don't see it. I don't see why he'd come in and play second fiddle. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I don't particularly like it, but we'll see how this goes in the time for the time being. The next bit of news I have today is on Angel Gomes. This comes out, there's been reports saying Angel Gomes isn't happy with who's been signed around him and kind of what's happening in terms of who the players are around him, that this is why he wants to leave, because, Hannibal Medri got brought in, obviously a lot younger, but it seems like he is the next one that's going to make himself into the team. You've got the rumours of Jack Grealish, you've got the rumours of James Maddison coming in, and also with, it looks like Pogba might be staying, and you've got Bruno Fernandes. He doesn't see all these signings and stuff where the pathway to the team is going to be, and where he's going to get himself in. And to be honest, I kind of agree, but at the same time, if you're at Manchester United, you've got to prove yourself. This is, if this, again, going back to the last transfer with Dembele. If he comes in, you know, the ones that'll stick it out are the ones that say, look, I'm going to be the number one. I'm going to force my way into this. And is that going to be Martial? Is he going to say, do you know what, I'm going to be the best striker, and it doesn't matter who you bring in, I'm going to be the number one? I don't know about that. And that's the same thing with Angel Gomes. He's said he's not happy, but do you know what? If you prove yourself, if you show yourself in training and things like that, maybe, you know, you'll get yourself your chances in the team. And it just, for me, doesn't look like it's right. You know, it's not right. There's people saying mentality and things like that. I'm not too sure about it. It seems strange to me. I mean, I had the debate with Adam McCullough on Wednesday about Angel Gomes, and I can't knock Angel Gomes for a player. I think he's quality. But, you know, everyone's saying, well, it doesn't seem right that Gomes has not been given the time. And then they say, well, Chong has, and he's clearly not as good, and he was doing a contract dispute. But, you know, that to me just shows Ollie's got it right with everyone. Ollie's given time to everyone that's shown the quality and has shown the willingness to do it. He's given Brandon Williams a shot. He's managed him well. He's taken him out of the team well. Mason Greenwood, he's given him time. He's taken him out of the team at the right time. Same with even Chong, you know. He's been given time in games that didn't really matter. He's played in the Astana game. He came on at Tranmere in the second half. He's never been brought on to change a game. He's never been brought on for that. Gomes obviously has been denied some chances. Maybe he's been denied a couple of chances, but it's not been anything ridiculous. It's not been like, you know, and people say about Chong, he's got his chance in the team and Gomes hasn't. You know, even though, you know, we don't have anyone that plays on the right hand side at all. No one in our first team plays on the right hand side. That's why he's got the chances, because we are really just struggling for that. For as much as the players are maybe poor ahead of Angel Gomes, there's lads there that have been there in the number 10 and have worked hard to get in there. And that's the thing that I think that Ollie's definitely trying to do. Ollie's got a pathway to get into this team, and a lot of it isn't talent. He's made the difficult decisions all the time. You know, he didn't need to sell Romelu Lukaku. He could have kept him around. That would have meant that we've got a striker. We could have signed someone last minute in the summer, but he didn't want to do that. He wanted someone that worked hard and things like that, and he's done that. So I don't know. For me, it's a strange one how it's been dealt with from looking from the outside. But for me, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that Ollie would treat all these other players differently if there wasn't something going on. So again, Angel Gomes, I'm not too sure what's going to happen there. But I don't think he'll be a Manchester United player. There's too many rumours coming out now that he's leaving, whether that's to Chelsea or elsewhere. Rumours that he's got another agent involved that is looking at bigger signings, so it's not looking likely to happen. So for him to stay, he's probably going to move on. So quickly get your questions in. Before I answer a couple more questions, do remember tonight at 10 p.m, as always, it's Friday, late night live with the one and only Joe Smith. So set an alarm, get yourself a beer there, and have a watch of that at 10 o'clock. We've got all sorts coming up today, and also coming up the weekend. We'll have a house and transfer review. We've got all sorts coming up next week as well. So with podcasts and all that good stuff, and also check out the membership. You know, we've got loads going on. The membership packs are going out very, very shortly, and also loads of content coming up for the members only. But let's have a look at some questions just before I go. Dembele reported value was at 40 million. It's now, I mean, the reports this week are 70 million. It's so again, I don't get spending 70 million on someone that's not guaranteed first choice, especially with Martial there. I'm not too sure. Do you think Ollie can win the Prem in the next 3 seasons? Definitely. I think it all depends on what the trajectory of the City and Liverpool team do. They are obviously the clear leaders at this moment in time. Liverpool, do they recycle that team as the new players come in, other players leave and things like that? Same with City. City, for as much as this season have been, you know, poor compared to what they have been the last few seasons, let's see what their transition is. You know, they have got players like David Silva, Aguero, all coming towards the end of their career. They need to get a centre half. If they don't quite get that right in the next year, the next 2 years, and also depends on Guardiola. Who knows? We'll see at that. Let's have a look. Also, just have Martial play on the right wing? No, I've not seen Martial play on the right wing. I think he's one of those that plays on the left. He wants to drive inside. He wants to get those shots off dead early. So I don't see Martial playing on the right. Let's have a look what I have. Do you think current squad with Pogba included is enough to secure top 4 in 2021? Definitely. I think we'd have got it this season. So I think next season, I think we were getting something there. I think we kept to keep everyone fit. It's a definite thing. I think what we're lacking is strength in depth, and I think we'll see that. I think we'll see that. That's what we need to get in. Obviously, this is the rumours why we want another striker. But for me, a £70 million striker, is that a depth signing or is that a replacement number 9? And what does that mean for Martial? I don't see that as making any sense. Let's have a quick look. What else have we got? Last one from Ross. Angel could be what happened with Zeki Friars. You know, as for a personal thing, I hope that doesn't happen to a footballer. I hope he doesn't make the wrong decision now, and it means that he doesn't get anything, and it all goes wrong for him. I would never wish that, but you know, it's a possibility. It's a possibility for players to make this wrong decision. Let's see how he goes. You know, the rumours of Chelsea. I don't know whether him going to Chelsea is going to be anything. He's going to get any more game time. Maybe he gets promised more game time, but I don't see it. I think number 10 for them is another strong position. So I don't think he's going to get any more game time there. I think if he goes elsewhere to abroad, I think if he goes to the top teams, I think he'll be playing a bit part there as well. I don't see him walking into the top teams abroad, but I do think he could play, a lower down team in abroad very easily. I think he's a very good player. Do you think we'll be able to sign Sancho? I do think we'll be able to sign Sancho. And on that note, I'll leave it there. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you give it a share. Make sure you are tuning in tonight for Late Night Live with Mr. Joe Smith. And sorry about the technical difficulties at the beginning. I've been Alex, and I'll see you at some point next week. I'll be on the rundown tomorrow. So, see you then. See you later. Bye.